Live only on DAZN, November 15th, Eubank Jr. versus Benn 2. The first was a classic, now it's the rematch. The greatest rivalry British boxing has ever seen. Eubank Jr. versus Benn 2, November 15th. Click the link in the description to buy now.
This is Charlie Parsons for the Stomping Ground. Get up there, boy.
Oh, yeah.
How are we?
Good, thank you. Bit tired.
Oh, but we don't need to hear about how
No,
tired
listen, I'm tired. Just got a coffee coming. I'll be absolutely on fire in about...
Oh, you're not on fire now? Disappointing to see that, to be honest,
God.
mate.
Do you know how draining it is when I have to come and sit down with you and you go, give me some good stuff for TikTok, mate? No, but that's what you...
You can do that. Thank you very much.
That's what you always say.
It's very good when you have someone as influential as you are in the space of boxing understanding your purpose here. Do you not think?
The first bit was good, yeah.
Yeah. No, because you are influential in boxing, but it's kind of good to know that when you sit down with a Stomping Ground microphone, you know to behave like a performing seal.
Yeah, but I just behave like a performing seal anyway. That's what I do.
What's occurring?
What's occurring was in New York, yes, I mean, it's actually a bit of a wild few days. Was in Dallas on Saturday for Boots, Ortiz. I mean, not the fight, but obviously pushing that fight. Then flew to New York. Then did the Dalton Smith-Matthias press conference at Barclays Center, Brooklyn yesterday. Then got on the plane, then landed this morning. And ready for 3 press conferences in about 10 minutes. And then, of course, the Benn Eubank arrival start this evening. So a wild week. I've never seen a finish to the year like this. I mean, it's just mental. You know, you got obviously Benn Eubank this week. Next week, you got the Ring of Fire, one of the best cards, I think, you know, Turki Al-Sheikh's done in Saudi Arabia. Then you've got the return of Ben Whittaker. Then you've got Monaco, which we're here for today. Best card we've ever had in Monaco. Then you've got Stockton in America, banger. Saggio against Pacheco, Cordina against Flores, much more. Then you've got our first ever show in Africa, 17,000 people in Ghana, December 20th. Then you've got the Night of the Samurai, December 27th. And somewhere in the middle, you've got a bit of Christmas as well. So, yeah, it's the wildest end to a year I've ever seen, and we are flat out now from now until 2026, baby.
Are the Hearn family disappointed by your lack of availability?
I think it might have to be a Christmas Eve, I don't know, but yeah, we'll see.
Let's go straight into the whole Chris Eubank Jr. stuff before we talk about why we're here today with the press conferences, etc. Firstly, ambulance gate. You've seen the videos unfold. I mean, he's kind of right in what he's saying, apart from the fact it's not anything to do with yourself and Matchroom boxing.
Yeah, I mean, I say he hasn't got the balls to say it again, but he won't say it again because he knows, you know, there's an issue ongoing. And I feel like what he did was try and sort of deflect away from what he actually said. You know, our job is to make sure that the safety requirements, I mean, obviously, ultimately, it's the job of the British Boxing Board of Control and the emergency services, but we have to make sure together we provide everything that's required. Once a fighter gets in an ambulance, of course, it is the job of the emergency services, but it's also important for everybody to ensure that that fighter gets treatment as soon as possible, especially in a serious situation. There were, you know, in that instance, the board and the emergency services produced a full report of what happened, which I saw months ago when this all unfolded. And what you saw from the video is, I believe, they go to a gate. The only way that specific gate could be open was via the control centre, who they had to contact to open the gate. But it's deflecting away from what he actually said, which was Eddie Hearn and Matchroom stopped my ambulance from leaving, which is the most bizarre thing. I mean, people have been sending me memes of me underneath the wheels. And still, unfortunately, if you don't quite have, I don't want to be condescending here, but if you don't quite have the brains to understand what's happening here, then you're going to say, yeah, but I can't. I actually had DMs. I mean, only probably a handful. Eddie, I can't believe you actually stopped that ambulance. It's like, mate, what are you talking about?
Anyone credible?
But this is the damage that he won't quite understand. And you know, you won't catch him saying it. If any of the media say to him, do you still believe that Eddie Hearn and Matchroom stopped the ambulance? He won't say it. He won't say yes, because he knows he was wrong to say it. But unfortunately, he's very stubborn. It will roll on, and maybe after the fight, I don't know if we ever shake hands. I mean, I would, but it's just not his style. And I honestly wish him all the best. Like Joe Pugh, how badly do you want to win this week? I said, like, to beat Eubank. I said, no, I want to win badly every week. and it's got nothing to do with Eubank. It's for Conor Benn. I want Conor Benn to win. I don't want Eubank to lose. I think that energy can come back and bite you in the arse. I've learned that over the years. I just want our guy to win for the work that he's put in, and I believe he will on Saturday.
Just quickly on the footage as a whole, obviously it is slightly concerning when you see signs like that after a big fight. What are the kind of internal conversations yourself as the company putting on the event?
Well, we weren't. The company putting on the event was Matchroom Boxer.
Yeah.
Right? His promoter was co-promoter, apparently, in the show. So I don't know why we're, once again, getting the full blame. But our job and the board's job is to provide the safety requirements for the show. The board, doctors, and the emergency service in that situation, that they deal with this incident, right? They're there. They're provided by us to deal with the incident. The full report. I mean, you should speak to Robert Smith, but the full report talks about. They asked if they could take him to the ambulance. He said no. I'll walk to the ambulance, and refused to allow them to take him on a stretcher. And then afterwards he said, I had to walk all the way to the ambulance. It was miles away. He chose and requested to walk to the ambulance. Then there was a big argument of people who wanted to get in, people who didn't want. This is all in the report. Then they went to a gate, and the only way it could be opened was from the control centre, which I believe there was a delay whilst the control centre opened it. But again, all of those things, by the way, are important to make sure that we do get treated. Yes, yeah. But what you can't say is that I did it. No, I mean, but unfortunately, people kind of want to brush over that, and I think that's what he did. So it'll be interesting if that question is asked to him this week, what his response will be. But I know what it'll be. He just won't say it again. But it is what it is. It's been done, and now we have to get on with the fight.
It was reported last night, I don't know if it was as recent as last night, but legal proceedings were underway from yourselves and the British Boxing Board of Control with Chris Eubank Jr. Obviously there were comments that he made at that press conference towards the board as well. I suppose just firstly on your end, I mean, I know you came out afterwards and you were like, look, all he's got to do is put his hands up and say I'm sorry, and apologise basically for the remarks and the comments that are made. Where are you now at with...
It's just like, unfortunately... Chris is very stubborn, and unfortunately, even though I'm sure people said to him, probably best you just, look, I don't mind, like, you don't have to like me. You can come out and you can go, I think Eddie Hearn is a prick, but I'm sorry what I said and I shouldn't have said, and it's not true. But I think it's very important that fighters get, the best treatment and service, which I couldn't agree more. But he still wouldn't say that because he can't bring himself to say it, and that's a flaw. But at the same time, it is what it is. I mean, look, the fight, maybe after the fight, we shake hands and, this tremendous battle that will unfold again on Saturday is over, and I have respect for him because he's a tough man. But I just can't, it's just not on. But it's boring now, and it will be dealt with, and it's not going to go away.
We hear through the grapevine, I don't want to say where the piece of content's come from because I'm not sure if it's out yet, that Chris Eubank Senior, once again, is absolutely furious that the rematch is taking place. What are your thoughts about that?
Furious that the rematch... I don't think he wants him to fight again. I mean, that's come from, I think, Chris Eubank Jr.'s mouth. I don't think the people around Chris Eubank want him to fight again. But, I mean, he's fighting again. And I do think this will be his last fight on Saturday. I would say win, lose or draw, but I don't believe he wins the fight on Saturday. But last time was a tough fight for him, and he's getting on. But he's tough, and he's not going to go away, and he ain't going to sit on his stool and say that's enough. But I do believe that, this is probably the last roll of the dice for him, just my opinion. And we're just getting started. Conor Benn's a young man who would have learned so much from that first fight. And you'll see the benefits of that on Saturday.
We saw the first face-off last night, and there was a little comment about Chris and the way that he did the weight this time. He looks in good shape. Now, he was all very much squashing last time, any kind of sight of unprofessionalism, etc. But from what we're hearing, it seems to be, he's really knuckled down this time. What did you make of that first?
But it's the same thing. It's the narrative, isn't it? It's, I can't believe Eddie Hearn has got me to make this weight. My own championship weight that I'll make every single time. I made the last 6 fights or whatever it is. He missed his own championship weight. And you know this time he would have trained harder. You know this time he will make weight. And you can tell in his body from the pictures, he ain't far off weight. Right? So last time, maybe he's brought in some specialists this time. Everybody does it differently. Some people will, take more weight off on fight week. Some people will come into fight week around the championship weight. I have no idea what he's done. But he would have trained hard for this fight. Because as he said last time, I wasn't expecting a fight like that. He knows what he's getting this Saturday. And he's going to have to dig deep to the same places that he went last time. And, we're ready.
Conor seems happy, seems chilled, seems in a good place.
He's in an unbelievable place. I mean, last time, by the way, last time he trained his nuts off. He was physically 110% last time. But he was still a little bit of a young man. I think the trials and tribulations of the last few years maybe caught up with him. The occasion caught up with him. He's never been involved in anything like that before. The experience as a fighter probably went against him a little bit. And I think everything that he learnt that night in so many different ways will put him in great stead on Saturday. I'm very proud of him because he's worked tirelessly. The team have done an amazing job. And we're up against it. You see in the head-to-head, I mean, no one really talks about the size difference. You could see it in the face-off yesterday and when they're standing next to each other. There's a massive size difference. But once again, we take on the bigger man. And this time, I truly believe the result will be different. It won't be easy. Because Chris will have trained hard. He would hate to lose. Hate to lose. And that's what you're up against. A stubborn man that will come and fight all the way.
I think Chris is training for a dogfight because he's never really been a technical boxer. But when you look at that first fight and how Conor came out early doors, you would also think, maybe he kind of tweaks a little bit there. But I suppose we. I don't think. Look,
Bomac and those. I don't think they're going to change too much. I mean, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. Blah blah blah. But he'll be fitter. I mean, they would have pushed him. Chris Eubank Jr. said many times, "I don't need a trainer," which I think is a wild thing to say, but he actually believes that.
It's a Eubank type statement.
Yeah, but I think he's right at this stage in his career. What he needs is someone to kick him up the arse, and I think Bomac is great at that. Bomac's a great trainer, and I think Chris would have trained really hard for this because he knows what he's in for, but sometimes you're just too old for it, and you've just had one too many wars, and I think you'll see the difference of freshness between the two fighters on Saturday.
Right, let's talk about this whole Boots Ortiz situation because obviously they've done the face-off on Saturday night. You've made it clear, probably month and a half prior, you would go there with Boots, you would be in attendance. Obviously, Oscar's done his funny videos and everything. They've done the face-off. The next thing, Ortiz's managers online saying that they want 7 zeros
10
on the
million,
end, which is 10 million
lovely,
minimum for a fight like that. Then putting out a post saying that the Errol Spence fight is the best fight possible. I mean, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, look, it was nice. Cheers, mate. It was nice for a while because I thought they actually did want the fight. I do believe Virgil Ortiz wants the fight. I'm just not convinced that Rick Merigian, Oscar De La Hoya, all of these people truly want the fight. I hope they do.
Does that not piss you off a bit?
Of course it does, but that's boxing. The reason that we went was that there is no doubt that we're not saying, I think Oscar come out, we're the A side here. It's like, we haven't even talked about A side, B side. No one's got a belt. Like at the end of the day, who cares? Just make the fight. We think we're the best at 154. If you think you're the best, let's just fight and give the fight fans an amazing fight between two tremendous fights in their prime. They're both going to make a load of money. And let's do it.
This is where boxing can shoot itself in the foot sometimes, but it also seemed from reports online, or a loss.
Yeah, go on.
Reports online that DAZN are pushing Golden Boy into the corner of taking the fight like this. Networks are lying. There's no real excuse. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think DAZN are pushing. They're pushing us. When we fought Lima, they went, you can do this fight, but you must fight Ortiz next. And we said, okay. And we signed a contract to fight Ortiz next. I don't know the conversations between DAZN and Golden Boy, but they should be pushing golden boy. DAZN want the best fights, and that is one of the very best in boxing.
Hearing if it does happen, it will be Vegas, March 28th. Raphael reported last night.
No date discussed yet.
Okay.
There has been a couple of conversations about Vegas, but everything's in play.
Tank versus Jake Paul was cancelled.
Is it?
Javonta Davis, man. Thoughts? Eddie, that's spilling everywhere still, mate. I'd just rather you didn't get it on yourself before the presser. What a lemon of a bloke. Can't even drink a coffee.
Davis against Jake Paul is cancelled. Yes, it's cancelled.
But just Tank, man.
Tank,
so
man.
Sad, isn't
Yeah,
it?
man.
No, but isn't it?
It's Tank, isn't it? I mean, you can't rely on him. You don't know what he's going to do. You can't really build an event around him. You know, you don't realise that in that instance, people like Nikita and Jake Paul and Netflix lose a lot of money. You know, all the promos been made, the press conferences have been done. It's a real pain in the arse. And no, I'm not necessarily going to feel sorry for Jake and Nikita, but I've been there many times, and it's a pain. And I think that's his lot now, to be honest with you.
AJ in Riyadh, December 27th.
We'll make a decision this week on who AJ will fight and when he will fight next.
This year?
50-50.
Okay, so not kind of week ago it was he will fight definitely on
Well, I didn't.
three
It just
shows.
depends how I feel. I mean, it's
On the day when
it's
you're-
50-50 now.
Yeah.
Tonight it could be 80-20.
Sonny Edwards comeback arc. Oh, you are losing.
I'm losing my coffee.
Sonny Edwards comeback arc?
What's it? He's fighting again.
No. Oh, no?
I don't. I mean, listen. That's up to Sonny Edwards. I wouldn't want to see him fight again.
Oh. Better.
Sonny Edwards comeback arc.
Yeah.
What is that a thing? Is that what they say?
Right?
Is it?
I don't know. You make me shit myself now. Better be a Bivol 3. Where are we at?
Nowhere yet.
Oh, really? Where's Bivol?
Probably in Russia or in Los Angeles.
Such a knob.
Well, that's where he is. Or Dubai.
DAZN Ultimate.
Yes,
Let's
love
talk
it.
a little bit about that.
I mean, I think that it's a great move from DAZN because there are too many pay-per-views at the moment, and this is a way. I was actually so shocked when I had the call with DAZN and they ran me through this Ultimate package that they're doing. And they said, you know, you get obviously all the content from around the world and you get every single pay-per-view. I'm thinking, oh my God, how much is this going to be? And I was shocked by the price. I mean, there is going to be, or there has been historically, basically one or more pay-per-views a month because of the amount of big shows at the moment. I mean, coming up, you've got Benn Eubank, obviously in November, and then you've got next week as well in Riyadh. So you're effectively getting two pay-per-views straight away as part of your monthly. Then you've got the Night of the Samurai. Then you've got, I don't know what could come, Teofimo and Shakur, Boots against Ortiz, AJ's. I don't know, but it looks to me like great value for fight fans. And I think it's good that they've reacted that quickly to the change in events and the fact that there are so many big events.
Eduardinho Hearn, as always, thank you very much for your time, sir.
See you about 400 times this week. Yeah?
See you about 400 times this week.
Live only on DAZN, November 15th, Eubank Jr. versus Benn 2. The first was a classic, now it's the rematch. The greatest rivalry British boxing has ever seen. Eubank Jr. versus Benn 2, November 15th. Click the link in the description to buy now.